Hey guys, it's Mershdd. Welcome back to the channel. Today it's just going to be a bit of an update on how the free-to-play is going. It's been about a week since the last update, and I just wanted to keep the people who have been tuning into the series up to date with how the account is actually progressing and sort of what I've been getting up to on the account over the last few days. So we are currently sitting at day 25. We've just got 500 energy again from the lovely little login reward bonus. And thanks to compensation, we are sitting at 400 energy, sitting in the bank ready to go over the next 4 days. I'm also going to run out of time for these tokens. I can claim this one now so I don't lose that. But yeah, I've been really busy with work. My voice is a little bit messed up, so please forgive me. Now, the first thing you're probably going to notice looking at this account is I've got 8 ancient shards currently sitting in my summoning portal, just waiting to be pulled. Now, I have been yeeting every single shard that I've got so far up until a few days ago, honestly. And I decided, you know what? I'm happy with the team. I'm happy with the roster that we have got currently lined up here. We have plenty of champions to be working on for the time being, all with completely sort of different uses and skills. So I kind of want to get the champions I do have to a point where they're all at least usable. And somewhat optimal as well, with like the ascensions and making sure they're all sort of like fully unlocked, I guess. Some of them I will not take to 6-star, but there's a bunch of them that I would love to. But we're just going to sit on these ancient shards and kind of hold tight and wait for a ×2 event, try and get some good value from the ancient shards. There's also a small chance that they drop a guaranteed event, like a guaranteed champion event, and that's something I would like to be in a position to consider if possible. Since I find ancient shards are actually like quite easily attainable, at least compared to voids and sacreds anyway. So I kind of want to save up a good amount of them, especially whilst we still have like what we have Rhonda, we have Rowella and Armiger, Reliquary Tender, Nari the Lucky, potentially Life Taker, and potentially Thenasil, who all are like good candidates for 6-star, as well as Fenchi as well. Fenchi, by the way, I have decided he won't be my next 6-star, but he will be the one after. The reason for that is because I keep falling in love with his kit, but I do feel like I need to get him booked before I can get good value out of him. So I'm not going to 6-star him straight away. The next 6-star is most likely going to be Rhonda, just because I do feel like her Ascension bonus is going to be so handy. And I just feel like I need more damage in my team at the moment. Because at the moment it's pretty much just Ignatius in terms of AoE damage, and nobody else really brings much else. Um, Rhonda, I just think is the best candidate for me right now, and I feel like she's going to give me good value in the long run, especially since I keep seeing so many ultimate Death Knights in Arena, and it's just like legit stopping me from progressing. The ultimate Death Knights are like impossible to deal with without Rhonda, so I know I'm going to get value from her in Arena regardless, and I feel like she'll just help me blow up some waves and some AoE stuff when it comes to the dungeons. Um, Speaking of which, we've got decent progress towards the 4th 6-star for the account. We have 2 5-star chickens here, just kind of ready and waiting, and we're in the process of just building up more and more food. Hopefully, we can try and get another 5-star chicken or 2 by the end of the champ training event that's currently going on. But I'm not like hardcore dedicated towards pushing for it or anything. I'm literally just doing it with any spare energy I've got. The main focus for the last week has actually been on missions. We're currently sitting at 35 out of 75 on the legendary tome section of the missions towards Arbiter. So we're actually over halfway to getting Arbiter, which is kind of crazy when you put it into perspective. Um, but I've been focusing on champ training alongside this. Whenever there's a mission that I can't do due to either being time locked out of it or just from it taking ages, like this current arena one that I'm on, yeah, whenever I can't do missions and progress them really fast, then I'm just looking to champ train with any spare energy that I've got. I'm currently waiting for this to build up, and then I'm gonna sort of decide what I do with it. Hopefully, I can burn through the rest of these arena tokens as quickly as possible. But honestly, I've looked ahead at the missions. It's literally just going to be a case of getting my 4th 6-star up and rolling like as soon as possible with this mission here. And aside from that, it's pretty much just waiting for these like keep ones, right? Same as last time. Sorry about my throat, by the way. It's been a long day at work and I've been talking the whole time. Um, but honestly, the account is looking in good shape. The missions have made us do a lot of dungeons. So we've progressed the Spirit Keep. We are chilling at 13. I can't show you the different keeps, but we have been pushing fairly hard. I don't think I've pushed Arcane Keep yet because I just haven't had to for a while. But I know we pushed quite far in Force and Void Keep. I think we got to about stage 16, 17 maybe. We are able to farm Minnow 15, which is really good news. However, I did spend another 800 gems on getting Rector Drath's Masteries, and I did also get Deacon's Masteries too. So now that I have 3 champions with War Master, it's just enabled me to actually be able to kill bosses so much easier, so much quicker. Like, I haven't changed the gear on any of my champions in about a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe. And just adding War Master to 3 champions has done an absolute madness when it comes to pushing the dungeon. So Minnow 15, we were able to farm it in about 2 minutes, which is lovely. Spider, yesterday we actually managed to crack stage 10 for the first time. Again, literally Rector Drath getting War Master was the only difference that was like added to it. We didn't change the team that we were trying to use throughout all of the Spiders like stages. And honestly, yeah, just having these 3 champions of Warmaster, it's just given us that little bit extra damage to be able to do it, right? We also pushed on just to see if we could do stage 11, and we did, but it took a long, long time. And because it took so long, I'm kind of scared to try stage 12. We're not going to try it just yet. With Dragon, obviously we did have the times 2 speed stuff, so I have been also farming a little bit of Dragon, trying to build up my speed gear. And Dragon we've managed to get to stage 17. It is not a reliable farm, I can tell you that much. I think I've tried it about 3 or 4 times, and we it's like a 50-50 success rate. It's not great. Even stage 16 is not 100%. It's not viable really. So what I've actually been doing is farming down at stage 15 because I can do that consistently. It hasn't failed once yet, even though it has taken longer than what stage 16 did on its fastest time. A lot of my champions or my main damage dealers are magic, so I can just pump out damage and crack that shield a bit faster. But honestly, really happy with the dragon progress. I have not touched Fire Knight, by the way, since I'd autoed it for the challenges to get the Sacred Shard. But honestly, with the dungeons we have pushed, I'm really happy with. The next sort of point of call is alongside the fourth 6 star. I also want to just try and get all of pretty much from Fenesil upwards. I want to try and get all of these champions just to like max ascension, just because ascending alone gives you so many good base stats and like useful ones for you. Well, I guess I'm gonna need, right? More stats can't hurt, and it's a long-term investment for the account. Once I get it done once, I can push stuff now, and I won't ever have to ascend those champions again. That's kind of like the mentality that I'm going in with. So the main thing that I need is magic pots. As you can see, I'm running, well, I'm okay, but I need these big ones to really be able to push on. Like I need 5 more just to get Ignatius up there, and I don't even know how many I'm going to need to get Rhonda up there. Same with Nari, with the Force ones. Like it's just going to take a while to build it all up, but that's going to be the plan over the next probably week or two, alongside the mission progress and alongside the champ training. In terms of clan boss, I did have it reset, and at the moment I've been forking brutal, but I can't do it every day just because I'm not active on the account enough to be able to burn these keys each time on repeat. But I can show you guys the damage that we're currently putting up with hard. And what I've also been doing is now that I've got 3 champions with War Master, it's basically just them, along with still an Outlaw Monk for the poison damage because he's still like my best option for that. And then a Reliquary Tender, literally just to try and keep us alive as long as possible. My main form of damage right now, I will be swapping Outlaw Monk out for Fenchi eventually, but I don't want to upgrade Fenchi and level him up and like gear him out at the moment just because it would distract from trying to get the fourth 6 star as soon as possible. And I really want that fourth 6 star, right? I just feel like another War Master proc is going to help us push so much more with all of the dungeons. So until then, it's going to be Outlaw Monk. But as soon as Outlaw Monk is, well, as soon as the fourth 6 star is ready, Outlaw Monk is in the bin. Well, not in the bin, he's going to be in the food processor because he's going to be going straight into Fenchi to get Fenchi ranked up as fast as possible. But honestly, I'm really happy with the damage that we're currently putting out. I haven't hit this clan boss, the hard one, in a while. I've been trying to get brutal, but I keep getting like the middle chest. Um, yes, just a little bit too far out of reach, I think, for me. But hopefully, as soon as I can bring Fenchy in and get a fourth 6-star into the equation, who's probably going to be Rhonda, who will come in for Reliquary Tender, I imagine. There's going to be so much more like attacks with Rhonda's passive, well, when she's ascended at least. And I'm hoping that just having another, especially because Rhonda does good damage anyway, I'm hoping that can push us to get to Brutal whilst I'm leveling out Fenchy. Um, but yeah, honestly, it's really solid, and you're seeing how much like value we're getting from the War Master procs, right? Outlaw Monk normally doesn't last this long, especially against Brutal. He's normally dead in like 3 or 4 hits, honestly. Um, but it's good to see the value that we're getting out of these War Master procs. And just this team alone already brings quite a lot. We've got HP burn with Ignatius. We have decrease attack with Rector Drath, decrease defense with Deacon. We've got heals from Rector Drath and Reliquary Tender, double revive as well, so if anybody does fall early, and also Reliquary Tender helps us cleanse the stun whenever we need to. And the Perfect Veils means that the stun target will actually switch quite a lot. Normally, it's actually Ignatius who gets stunned because he's running the fastest, but it varies, honestly. It's not a speed tuned team at all. Um, but for early game, considering I haven't pulled any like crazy good clan boss champions, I'm pretty happy with the damage that we're able to put out, honestly. Yeah, I'll just kind of like let this play for a bit, I think. And honestly, the double revive, now that I mention it, it means that Outlaw Monk can just stay up for a lot longer, and we just get more value from him, right? So I mean, I think that's the third time I've seen him do the poisons. Okay, now it starts to go to crap, to be honest. But even still, we've got Rector Drath healing the team back up pretty much to full with her passive, but now she's fallen, and it's pretty much just going to be who can stay alive the longest. And Ignatius is actually in like good clan boss masteries, so because he takes so much damage, he's actually able to get counter attacks for free, as well as he can cleanse the stun when he gets stunned, and sometimes he also counter attacks off of that. And it just squeezes honestly like another 500,000 damage in just from that. Look, honestly, I can't complain. As you can see, the 3 biggest damage dealers are the 3 War Master champions. Oh no, actually, Outlaw Monk comes in and squeezes ahead of Rector Drath, which is honestly interesting. Rector Drath is now as good, pretty much, as Outlaw Monk, and she has no good clan boss debuffs. Well, like damaging debuffs, right? So yeah, I think once we replace Outlaw Monk with Fenchy, who's going to boost the damage a lot, and then Reliquary Tender for Rondo once she's 6-star and has War Master, I think with that alone, we should easily be able to push up to Brutal. But right now, what we hit 4.6 mil. That means that we're just under a 2 key for hard. Just under a 2 key, so we're almost at Brutal level, honestly. We're almost there, we're just not quite there yet. But yeah, that's just like the general update with the account, guys. I just want to keep you guys sort of in the loop and up to date with how it's going. The other thing, actually, the final thing that I wanted to show you is I have been getting quite a lot of gear. Most of this is gear that I do want to at least roll, see what stats it gets, and then if it rolls badly, I'll sell it. But some of these pieces are at least are very interesting. But yeah, that probably is going to come in the next video just because it'll be a slightly time-consuming process, and I don't want to bore you guys with having to do all that just now. But yeah, that's going to be it for the update, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have a lovely week. Enjoy the rest of your day today, and peace.